than me? It's my...
No, it's voice record.
I know, I'm just joking. Alright, shoot.
So first off, please state your name and your role as an LGU or your
Okay.
function.
Like I said earlier, my name is Richard Moreno. I'm the Barangay Council Secretary, but prior to that, I was a 3-term kagawad here in Barangay Interview. And I was also the SK chairman before that as well.
Right, for the second question, what is local governance and good governance? What do you think is the difference between the two? And for you, what is your own definition of local governance and good governance?
Well, when you say local governance, to me, is that you provide the basic necessities of your constituents. Everything for every community, like say the health, education, peace and order, and stuff like that. That's local governance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you must do this for them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say good governance, it's how you implement the project. I mean, you can implement a project and say that you've done the job, but it's not gonna, it's not gonna come out right, or it's not gonna be, like, what's a good term? Successful. But good governance means that everybody that is involved into that project, or everybody that's concerned, is mostly coordinated with. You speak with them, you ask them what their opinion is, and you come to a consensus. Now that's what I think good governance is. And by doing that, you'll have as well transparency.
Alright. What is the function of local government units?
Okay, now when it comes to the barangay kagawads themselves, they act as the legislating body of the barangay. Okay, so their main job is to legislate laws, create laws that will empower the punong barangay to implement whatever projects whatever projects he believes that is right for the community. Now, if you don't know yet, but the punong barangay is the only barangay or government official that is both executive and legislative. Meaning, usually the mayor, he's not part of the city council, meaning the vice mayor is the presiding officer. But here in the barangay, the punong barangay is also the executive and the presiding officer in the council.
So for you, why do you think, is there a reason or is there a need to decentralize power in the government?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Well, decentralized power in the government. Well, like I said, I mean, everybody will have to be accountable for their actions. Okay, so everybody needs to be part of the decision. So meaning that everybody has to be involved. Once one person starts dictating what's going to happen, then the mere concept of republic or democracy is gone. So that's the reason why I believe that that has to go, the consensus or the hearings or the community and the people concerned and the local officials concerned, they have to act on a project or a program where everybody has a voice.
Alright, so now let's go deeper into your barangay. So what are the current programs of your barangay that helps and improve the community?
Well, the barangay has a lot of programs, but some of the things that we are mostly we're proud of is our birthing center. Now, a long time ago, it wasn't all barangays that had birthing centers. Barangay Biafons was the first one to offer it, more or less around here. I don't know if you're from Biaf, though. It just so happens you don't see them because they're tucked away. Like in Makati, when you say Makati, wow, it's a prospering city. You might think that there's no poor people there, but when you go to those areas that are hidden and tucked away, then you will see how the situation really is. Yes. So we do that. We give them free prenatals, free checkups for the kids. We have doctors that are devoting their time, that are donating their time to help these people out. And we also have other projects such as Peace and Order, or Kagawad in Peace and Order, especially with the directive of our incumbent president, Duterte, is very active when it comes to proliferating the drug problems here in this area. And so on and so forth. So with medical, this April we'll be having a Barangay Week. We will have free medical dentals, free tule, free everything, vaccinations, stuff like that. So these are the projects that we do on a regular basis. Like the Punong Barangay believes, it's better to concentrate on a project that is sustainable than to concentrate on one big project that you can only do once.
So what is the best practice or what are the best practices of your barangay in terms of governance or good governance?
Well, like I said, in this barangay, we don't decide on our own or just the council itself. We try to get everybody concerned, involved, and try to get their opinion before we make any type of decision that will affect everybody.
So now, what do you think are the problems or the issues being faced by the whole community?
Traffic.
Traffic.
Here in BF, I gotta be honest, it's traffic. It's not only, I believe it's not only in BF, but right now at the moment, this is the main concern of the community. The problem with that is that there's a lot of people who can get vehicles on a very low amount of money for down. And we are scattered, or we're surrounded by so many homeowner residents that sometimes they in themselves have too many cars. And once all those cars get in the street at the same time, going to work, wherever they're going, there's no way. I mean, everybody has to, like I said, everybody has to do their part. If you can do a carpool, do carpool. If you're gonna commute, do trike pool, jeep pool, whatever. They have to be part of the solution. They can't always leave it up to us, the government officials, to find the problem for them. Although it is our job, but this problem cannot only be solved by us. It has to be everybody that is concerned, that has to make a decision and has to devote their time, that we're going to figure out this problem, we're going to commit to this problem, and we're going to find a solution.
Now that you mentioned the problem of the whole community or the whole barangay, what are the things that you do to solve these problems? Do you have projects?
To the traffic problem, some of the things that are being considered, but has, just being considered, we were just talking about it, is trying to open up some of the side streets, or as you can see, I don't know who's from BF here, but you know that there are streets that are closed off that can be used as a side street to decongest traffic. But the problem with that is that some of the homeowners or the associations believe that their privacy will be sacrificed, and at the same time, their safety as well. So like I said, you don't decide on things here just because we want to. We want to make sure that everybody's happy with the solution.
Alright, so what are the future projects of the barangay and to make it a better community for everyone?
I know for a fact, well, like I said, our projects are the types that are sustainable. I mean, we do have future projects, but the only thing that I can be proud of is the ones that we're already doing.
Okay.
Because these are the things that the community needs on a yearly basis. Focusing on a project in the future that will benefit the people one time is not really I believe it's not really a good project. If it's just going to be once, it's useless. It has to be something that you can do on a regular basis, and it has to be sustainable, so that the people will know, especially the taxpayer, that they're getting, or the delivery of the services that they're getting is coming from the barangay, and they know that their taxes are going in a good place.
Alright, so do you think that this project you have mentioned, do you think that these are effective?
Oh, I believe so, definitely, because we have statistics, we have paperwork that prove that people are, going to these service, or people are taking advantage of the services that we're providing, and the comments that we get is very positive. So I believe that the project that the Punong Barangay headed during his first term until now are really effective, and are really the things that most of our community need.
Do you think that the people cooperate with your projects and with solving this problem? Do you think that they cooperate, or do you think that it is they're always dependent on the barangay or to the projects of barangay?
All right, this is just my personal opinion.
Yes.
Okay, this is not the council's personal opinion. The problem with people at times is that they're so busy that they would have us do everything for them, solve their problems. Okay?
Here.
That's all. But when it's time for them to put in their 10 cents worth or their time, they'll say, no, don't bother me. I'm too busy doing this and doing that.
Yes.
But when the time comes that we were to implement the projects or the solutions that we believe is best for the constituents, then they'll start complaining. Oh, you never told us that you're going to do this. You never called a public hearing to invite us. See, that's sometimes the problem with the community. Now, I don't think it's only here in BF in particular, but I think it's worldwide. especially in highly urbanized barangays, where there's a lot of people who work in offices that they believe is that our problem is, that's why we're paying you the tax back, that's why we're giving you the salary, so you can take care of those problems for us. But at the end of the day, like I said, the barangay can't do it all. The city hall can't do it all. There has to be a coordinated move with the local government and the people concerned and affected, so that it will be a positive solution and it will be a successful solution. Because if it's only one part, like in a watch, if it's only one gimbal that's working, the whole package is going to function well.
So last question, and this is the very critical and very crucial question of all. So brace yourself.
All right. Can I take 5 minutes?
So overall, as the barangay secretary
Yeah.
of BS Paranque, BS Paranque, do you think that the barangay is doing a good job in promulgating rules or projects or whatsoever? Or do you think that they're doing their job? And you have to rate your barangay, the works of your barangay, from 1 to 10. You have to rate their performance from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest.
Oh, 12, not kidding. Anyway, with doing our job, it's not easy. You have to understand that the barangay has to work or deliver these services with parameters. Meaning we have this, we have our rules and regulations that we have to follow before we can deliver these types of services. Now, what most of our constituents think is that, no, you're the barangay, you can do whatever you want, you have to do this. They cannot, or they don't understand the notion that, yes, we want to do this, but we can't because of the laws and regulations that we are working or confined in. So we have to find another way. We have to work together to find this solution. So that's the problem. And not everybody thinks that, or understands, that as much as we want to do everything that you guys are asking us to do, we're confined by rules and regulations that we have to follow. Okay, now when you say, do I believe that we've done everything to the best of our abilities? Yes. With what we have and with the parameters that we have to work within, we've done the best we can. And when you say rate ourselves 1 to 10, I believe it's around, I mean, no one's perfect. I think it's an 8. Okay? There's always room for improvement. Okay, that's the reason why here in the barangay, like I said, it's always a consensus. Like they said, 2 heads are sometimes better than 1. Not always, but most of the time. So it's always best to get everybody involved, ask their opinion, sit down like this,